Hello everyone, this is hashtag asidlaleni ngeringas. So vele ngisho ngithi hello South Africa. This is your boy. Hey your boy PUWA aka Puwang Phethe umhlali.
Aware lapha emakhaya eSouth Africa ngimshuka snacks ngiyanibulisa lapha eSouth Africa. Aware lapha bahlala emakhaya sithi hello lonke lapha eSouth Africa noma different countries. Sizengenye itopic namuhla.
Hello South Africa. This is your boy. Hey your boy PUWA aka Puwang, you know.
Stop! Good point, it's a point to and welcome to Stay at the Getting Us.
Namuhla bahlali isiphethe active member enkulu ye EFF Mr. Magagula.
Okay, thanks for having me. I'm Henry Magagula, an EFF activist.
Oh, so like he
Yes, I was bred here since 1981 to
I
started at Chablini, then I went to Mabsala, that's where I matriculated.
Okay, Mr. Magagula, welcome to hashtag asidlaleni ngeringas. It's good to have you on board.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
So much Mr. Magagula, uqale nini ukuba member EFF?
I started joining EFF in 2014. So, yeah, in 2014, after it was established 2013. Yes.
And also, like, I've been hearing you like saying, because people don't know what is politics. So, hence I'm here like sitting with you, like, I don't know what is politics. So, I want to know what are you actually talking about when like we are talking about politics, all in politics.
Politics cannot be summarized as a picture or something of any kind, but it's just the general life of people living everywhere in a country. As we know, in a country where people live, they have to be led by a certain leadership. It can be traditional, political and otherwise, religious leadership. So politics is the structure. It's a structure which is aimed at governing the country, implement or approve the laws as to how the country and the people of that particular country should be led and have every rights necessary needed to be imposed for whatever situation to the benefit of the public governed by the particular political party at present.
And I'm pretty sure. Oh, you wanna ask something? Okay, I'm pretty sure like you were an ANC member. So why like EFF out of all parties you could have went for MK, IPO, IFP, DA. Why EFF? Why EFF?
You know, initially since 1994, when I started voting for our democratic state, which was ANC, then it went on, and then I officially joined ANC and being a member in good standing for a number of years. Then until such time, which was 2011, when I joined the ANC, after having seen their failures in some instances, then I questioned my conscience and said, no, I cannot carry on with the organization that sells out the lives of the people. Then after a while, after some years, then EFF was formed. That was in 2013. I first voted EFF National without being a member of EFF, but understanding their policies and the principles. Then I knew this is what I stand for. Then I started joining EFF. Then it went on joining, being an activist, leader in the EFF, up until today. If, as you ask me, why would I join or vote at EFF, unlike instead of the other parties that you've mentioned? I'll repeat myself. I follow politics based on the policies.
Yeah.
Like when you go through the policies of the EFF, first, what the EFF is the economic emancipation, political movement which seeks to act in the interest of all South Africans, Africans and the people of the world, striving for socialism and economic emancipation in our lifetime. Here we've realized that we've been governed by a capitalist state, and which, as a result, amount to impoverish people and keep on reaching the poor, the rich people. That's a capital state. So when EFF was formed, then I realized this is a socialist party that pioneers exactly what I stand for. Then I had, let me join forces with these people. First, you go to EFF Policies, where we were to expropriate land without compensation. As we understand that being a landless citizens, then we have no economic power anyhow. The land, because in the EFF we say, how can we be in a state where the land is privatized? We believe that we should be in a state or governed by the state that nationalizes land. The land must belong to the state, and the state be the custodian of the land, so that we all can have equal opportunities to access that land. The state will redistribute it. Then we have a land court with more than 10 judges or so. Then we also have land ombudsman in case you have land queries or issues to be addressed. But the state should be the custodian of the land. Then redistribute it equally to all South Africans. Then we are to nationalize mines, banks, and other strategic sectors of the economy. The reason being, the banks that we have in South Africa, they're privately owned and they're making a lot of money out of people, out of South Africans people. So once we can nationalize the mines and the banks, look, if all the banks are private, we as government were not able to see whatever information dish out to us as a states. So much money have been made. So it's easy for the banks to dodge what you call a corporate tax. And by dodging corporate tax, indirectly you are robbing the state because you have to disclose your taxes. So that we tax based on what you make or you earn. Then coming back to the mines, we're vast minerals in South Africa, but the people living in South Africa poor. Yet we have the diamond, gold, platinum, chrome, and all of those things. They are all private, owned by the white monopoly capital. The Americans are here, they're mining our minerals, take them raw as they are abroad, then they process them wherever in their country, then all those minerals comes back being expensive in South Africa. So we want to nationalize the mine so that we know that our resources, our national resources are being owned by the state, so that we produce, we sell them to the other countries. Then in that case, we're going to maximize money and profit. We're not going to have this situation that our people are now suffering while we have so much minerals. That's where our stands. Then we are for free quality education, houses and sanitation, which were pushed during the era of Zuma for free education. Through that push, at least we had that free education, but we need it to be totally free. We want an innocent child to get an annual school uniform, because why we afford to buy the serial killer who's in prison uniform 3 times a year, but while an innocent child who's got the right to education goes to school without proper uniform, the school child must eat once a day, while the criminal of note in a prison eat 3 times a day. We want to change such dynamics and redirect Because we cannot nurse people who are violent, who are doing wrongs in the community. Then we arrest them, we take them to correctional services, and therefore we spoil them as if these are innocent people. Vice versa, the people, innocent child, who deserve to be educationally advantaged, but we lock, we can't buy anything like uniform for the child, we can't feed that child enough. So we as EFF want to shift the focus and redirect the money where it's needed most. Then we are for a massive industrial development. We should create millions and millions of jobs. We have realized in the ANC, people are singing, we are going to create jobs, we are going to create jobs, but there's no firm strategy on how jobs are being created. Look, if Colgate, for instance, if Colgate is manufactured in India and China, how many people use Colgate every day in South Africa? Then you, as government of ANC, you allow all this unnecessary or useless imports to the country, while you could be having to trade this to say, hey, you India and China, come and invest your factory in South Africa, the Colgate factory in South Africa. In that case, that's how people are going to go, are going to get work. But once you export, you import everything, even the cape I'm wearing here, I can witness, it's made in China. Whereas our textile industries, you can check industrial, Miliva, Kwakafontein Industrial, Siabusa is West, because the factories are being vandalized. Those factories were functional and have employed a lot of people, but today they have closed down because these white people have realized under the useless government of ANC, the weak government of ANC, that no, we still can go home and produce and still dump these things in South Africa, and as everyone prefers to be home. Then they move and manufacture things wherever they are, come and dump them in South Africa for us to consume. In the EFF, we are saying we want to build a government or state capacity. We should lead the abolishment of tenders. In that case, what we mean, we have public works, which has to employ millions and millions of people. Get people to do all these infrastructural jobs, whether roads, RTPs, toilets, and everything else, instead of these tenders. In that case, we are going to have many people employed permanently, formal jobs with public works, earning a good salary so that they can progress in their lives. Number two, the state in that case won't be able anymore to carry a burden of paying people 350s because they're not working, child support grants, and on top of that, the treasurer will also be taxing those people working now permanently in the public works. Then our budget increases in the state. But this thing of tenders is useless in a sense that every time there has to be a project, then we should benefit an individual, $1 million, while the rest of the other people who took part in working for that project have nothing to show to have benefited through that project. Then we are for accountable government without a corrupt-free, accountable government without any fear of victimization by any state defense whatsoever. In that case, yet we say every time we debate issues holding the government into account, then you find that you are being threatened by states and all of that, taken to court, wanted to be arrested. Okay. We don't want that in the EFF. We want a corrupt-free government which should be accountable and without people being feared by any state defense whatsoever. Those are the basic principles, policies of the EFF.
Okay, thank you. So, Manje, you candidate EFF?
No, not really. Actually, in politics, it doesn't work like this. In politics, we launch at certain times when the term is finished, then we launch the structures of the branch, the PCT, which is branch command team.
Okay.
Then you become a leader when elected to lead that branch with a team of 5 people.
Okay.
Then until when maybe the local election comes, then there's going to be where you call upon all the members for nominations. They will nominate their preferred candidate to stand for them in representing the party in the municipality. So such time will come probably 2026, but right now we're just members of the EFF running the struggle on the ground.
So are you a former leader?
I beg yes?
Are you a former leader of EFF?
Yeah, I am a former leader of the EFF until the new structure is going to be launched soon.
Okay, so like you're a former leader, what have you done for the community as a former leader of EFF? And like what is EFF doing for the nation? Because like we have seen some other parties like ANC like implementing this thing, Yamatra 50. We have seen DA building houses for those who are in need. What is EFF doing for the nation and what have you done for the community as a former leader?
Thanks for that question.
Yeah. Let me start here. At times we should not confuse things. Like now we are equating EFF and the ANC, forgetting that the ANC is in government. Or ANC was in government. EFF was in opposition. So nationally, EFF can do things out of their own means through their business donations. And we have done quite a lot of things. We've built people houses, we've given food passes, we have even donated 15 million for COVID. We have done those things, but through donations we don't get a budget from the government. But ANC was in government. All the things you can see, the development, RDP, whatever they come to have done, they've done through a budget because they govern that budget. They were able to do that. Then coming to this point, when I was a leader of EFF in a branch, what have I done? I may not say because we've done so many things. We've done so many things, yet I'm telling you, we were not being in power. But the social illnesses that we've been are faced by the community, we've been addressing them, and we still address them. We've influenced the installation of the street lights on your entrance. I've influenced that through Nomsontseni when he was a mayor at the municipality. Okay. Then she was able to put that. We've done a lot of effort through organizing water tankers when we had high water crisis to come in. Then in houses, we've done so wonders. At times we don't disclose to people whom we help or assist financially with food and all because there are very many people sleeping with hunger. So we've done pretty much things, man. In any community, we form even point forum, try to channel people into job just to empower them economically. There's quite a lot of things that we practice, but while we're operating from a bench, not in the leadership.
So, like, do you have what like around Wonderbell? EFF, does EFF have what's around Wonderbell?
Yeah, EFF has got what's everywhere in South Africa. It's a big party, which is a national party. It is not a party which operates in a certain province where it has got big numbers everywhere, branches everywhere except Orania because that's the African organized thing. But everywhere in South Africa, in every suburb, township, wherever, we have branches.
So like, let's say I need help through EFF from being working RTP. Will EFF help me?
Say again?
So like, let's say I need RTP. So then can I EFF? So EFF says, RTP.
Absolutely, like I said, we've built so many houses. You come to, even here in this house where we're collecting this recording now, I'm going to open the office. This is going to be office of the EFF. People will bring complaints here because people used to say, but we don't find help. We don't find EFF leaders when we seek for help and all of that. And when I say I operate on Facebook at most cases, then people inbox me, I attend them and help them. But they said some of them do not have access to Facebook. Then I decided, no, we'll vacate the office, a full-time office, so people will come and pour in their challenges, whatever it is. When you need an RTP, like I say, you can come. You know, the ANC is in government. It has got a specific department of human settlement.
Okay.
But it cannot afford to build RDPs houses for everyone. There are many people needing RDPs for everyone. Like you say, we can, and not by being approached by someone to say, hey, we were asking for RDP houses. As we go around the community, then we can see and feel a pain that these people are in serious need of a house. Then we'll see how do we run business donations, because we're not from government. We don't run budget. We don't have a minister in the EFF of human settlement, whatever. We're just opposition, but we make means through business donations. Like talking, for instance, now there's a pipeline which has got a stake of 245 million. That's this package 5. You can go, you request for budget, some parallel trust and all of that. You get those business donations, then you build the house where necessary.
So how come EFF is a minister, but then yet he's part of the national top 5?
It's part of?
He take part national.
You say
after my vote. So how come EFF is a minister? After my vote, because I've seen my votes like EFF is top 5 national.
Yeah.
So how come EFF is a minister?
Yes. We have to understand this has been a pending issue, something that has been on the air these days. After the ANC failed, the 51 plus instead went for 40% of the votes. So for them to govern, we thought we were going to go into coalition with the ANC and either with MK. But their narrative, the ANC narrative, made it unfortunate for us to join forces in that coalition, which has now been changed to GNU, because we've made our statement clear. We can go into coalition with you, ANC, provided the DA is not there, because we know the DA are pushing the program of the whiteness and the capitalists. So we cannot be in bed, in friend with people whom we completely differ in policies. So that is why you don't see any minister. We are not even part of that government of national unit, for that matter. They're piling their tent and they will collapse on their own there. We're just watching the bottom of the structure. Therefore, we couldn't have been elected ministers, because we just watch and oppose and ban.
Okay. So, like Mr. Magagula, like I wanna ask, like there are any white leaders in EFF? Because like I've been hearing, like if ever the EFF leader Julius Malema can be given a chance to rule this country, there'll be no more white people in this country. And also, like it's been said, whatever, like there's no white, there's no progress.
You know, people are spreading false statements at all times. We have very many white people who have joined EFF. The likes of Kalnias from ANC in the EFF. We have very many white people who understand the concept of the EFF and who realize that the EFF is the only party to balance the lives of everyone. Not whites, not black, Indians, everyone in the country. Because look, in the EFF, people just misinterpret things. In the land issue, because that's where the big question is. In the land issue, they say they want to expropriate land, they'll kick the poor out of the farms, and black people are not capable of farming and all of the. That's absolute nonsense. The EFF says the land must belong to the state and the state be the custodian of the land. That white person who's been farming there, Skuman, whoever was farming there, he's not going to stop farming. He's going to continue farming. But now he'll be renting that farm under the government.
So, Mr. Magagula, I want to ask you something. Like we have seen Steny as the leader of the A, yeah, the leader of the coming from Cape Town to here. So I want to know, does the leader of EFF Julius Malema come in with us his members struggle like physically in communities, or you just see him on TV?
Well, you are referring to Steny or Steny when he came first. When he first came to Kramakspruit, it was on the 16th June, I remember.
Okay.
At Vumbusana. It was a mineral kind of thing. So, okay, he just favored to host that rally at Kramakspruit. But we as EFF, we've we've had 2 rallies with the CSC here in the community. First, it was at Wafene Tribal. Then the last, just before vote, with the next municipality. Because when the president of the country has to travel to places, he prefers at least to coordinate and host that whatever event in the municipality, not in a particular ward, because like in terms we have 32 wards. So Judas Malema can able to come to Hammersbridge, provided there's an activity to attend to, like you said, opening a house, EFF house at different F. They do on such events, but when we have seen Stainers and Novellas having to come to Hammersbridge, it was their arrangements. We don't know if there was a mineral, but which they prefer to host it at Hammersbridge. We host our event, our event for the entire TMC. That's why Judas Malema has come twice here to TMC. Yep.
So I'm seeing some other members changing from one party to another. What do you think? Like they're changing underwears? Yeah. So like I wanna know what's running on their mind when they be doing all that. Like what can you say about that?
According to opinion, what's the reason behind?
I'm seeing some people like changing from one party to another. Isn't like they are changing underwears. So I want to know what's running on their mind, on those people's mind. Like.
According to opinion.
Yes.
Are they selling the material or something?
Yes. Well, I cannot speak on their behalf, but what I've realized many times with people, the majority of our people here, especially at Hammersbridge, I've realized that they don't understand politics. You know, because even if you can go to these people and ask, why are you not there? They have no firm reasons. As I always ask them, okay, you went to this party, what are the policies of this party? They don't know them, because I understand, before you can join the party, you must know, maybe the mandate of that party say, hey, we're going to kill people, we're going to kill people, you black people we're going to kill. You have joined without checking their policies. Why? Because you must be attracted by the policies. Are the ones that must attract you and say, we're going to have life. At first, when we started this interview, I've mentioned the 7 pillars of the EFF, the land expropriation and all of those, the free education. I've been talking about the policies that before you can follow EFF, you check this to EFC. This is the state I want. Because as EFF, we're pioneering for socialism instead of capitalism. We want all to be resourced financially and stop this thing of being economically excluded. We're here watching people flaunting with monies while we're poor, then prefer to keep on checking 350 per month. We are so economically segregated in a way. So those people who change from one party to another, as you can say, I cannot broaden the explanation, what came into their mind. Maybe it's their feeling, but people just, a new thing, they jump into it without knowing what are they there for. That's the case. And at least if one of them was here to speak, to say he has seen 1, 2, 3 from this party, like now people have jumped into MK. MK has never survived even for more months. It hasn't got an office.
And now 12 months.
It has nothing. He went to the elections without a manifesto, but you are supporting. You don't know what these people stand for, but you just supporting because it's a new thing. So if they were here, at least to 12 of themselves.
So yeah, I wanted to ask, like I've been seeing your comments saying what's like MK won't last long and you just die in the near future. I want to know, why are you saying that?
Yes. I want to tell you this. Zuma has not recovered from what happened when he was the president of the ANC. He was axed just before his second term ends. So Zuma has been implicated in many scandals through state capture in South Africa. Zuma has been sponsored by a white billionaire to campaign like these bigger parties. I think you have seen MK, their campaign was so powerful. Then you ask yourself, where do they get money? He has been sponsored by this white person to say he must become a president so that he can suppress the land expropriation, which needs to be amended in Section 25 of the Constitution. Then the Guptas, who have messed up the country to the core under the administration of Zuma, we're here waiting for them to be deported to South Africa to face their charges, and on all their charges, Zuma is implicated. That's why Guptas have sponsored MK Zuma to be president so that he can suppress, he can buy justice so that they go free on their cases. That's why now, even now, after the outcome of the results, Zuma was nowhere about anything. He said the results must not be announced, hey, the votes have been rigged, and we have to re-elect. Otherwise, if we go to ANC coalition, we go provided Ramaphosa is out, because he wants to be president, what has been promised to be. So the result turned out 15%, he was shocked. So I'm answering your question directly now. Zuma found that Khumalo was the president of MK. Then Zuma was used to take platforms and campaign MK. But in the long run, Zuma, because he's so selfish, he knew that I'll kick this guy out and be president. That thing exactly happened. And in that case, you can see a person is old enough, 1 point, political eager, he likes money too much. He's been brought to push his agenda with the Zuma, and the entire family. So you can see, MK is a one-man show. Zuma doesn't see it and discuss with the executive committee. He just decides. That's why he told them, hey, stop, don't engage on political negotiations. But later, he decided I'll go to presidential inauguration. He went there while protesting the results, but he goes and witnessed that Ramaphosa is going to be sworn in as president. You can see that there's insanity, and there's a one-man show. He just speak. He decide and speak. So you can see something like this is not rooted. It's just mixed with people with power mongers who queued from ANC into MK, but led by a person who's selfish, who's self-thinking, and who's going to collapse all of them. In return, they'll turn around him. That's why I say, I don't see MK in 2 years. In 2 years is too long. I don't see it's too long. True.
So, nationally, GNU. I've seen a political party, Magagula, I don't know, it's Indian or Pakistani. I included it, then they excluded EFF. So what's your opinion on that?
No. EFF was not excluded in the GNU. EFF has said, we can go with you. We said, we said before, the CIC said, we're going to coalition government with the ANC. Far before the votes, he knew that there's no party that is going to get a bright majority. He said, we'll collect with the ANC. He said before votes. Now, after the vote, the result, they turn out positive. Then we go into coalition negotiations. Then we find then we made our submissions. We can be in coalition government provided the A is not there. Because the A is our enemy. We talk of the DPS, Openimas, Rupes, the Gomez, Minel, the Rochelle. Those are capitalists who bought the country for themselves. So we cannot be in bed, in marriage with those people whom we totally differ with principles and policies. That's why we were not excluded. We went there and wanted to engage them and say, provided you kick out the A, they say, no, we can't, because Ramaphosa and Fikile Mbalula, they are the A, they are white people. Ramaphosa was grown by white people. He mastermind for white people. As you can remember, he killed people at Marikana. I'm saying that for even today, because he had pressure. He's the one who treated concomitant actions against the mine workers who were brutally killed because of the pressure of the shares of the shares he invested in that mine, and the bosses whom he told to relax South Africa, they won't have any problem because he has got political influence. He was pressured in a rule that the police must shoot people of Marikana. It's a white people, it's a white person. That's why their negotiations, even when the ANC people, SSCP, COSATU protesters and saying, don't mix with the DA. But because they're pushing their agenda, they made it happen that they're with DA. Even today, they're with DA with 12 positions, 6 of the ministers and 6 of deputy ministers. Because we knew, and we cannot be in bed and fail in that government. We paid up, sit back and watch them when they fail alone. But we know 2029, DA and ANC are gone, out.
So you don't have a problem like with that political party, what is it? Al Jamera, what one?
You know, I didn't want to dwell more on these GNU parties that have joined hands with the ANC. The majority of them, as you can realize, many have joined later. Like at the action UTM, the position mongers, they've realized that the decision that taken by the ANC. We failed to win bed with this because other parties, ANC, DA, IFP, have joined forces already. We're gonna be left out. Let's go into that GNU. That's why there are deputy ministers in defense, the UTM minister, and the president. That's what they needed. All those other parties, those other parties. And what is going to expose them to be, what is going to expose them worse? That GNU is a strategy of silencing party in the parliament, because now once we are no longer in coalition. We wanted coalition government with ANC, not government of national unity. Because once you form part in the government of national unity, we are now in government, all of you. In parliament, you must keep quiet. Everything you lead, you govern together. You cannot oppose friendly. That's how they silence, like they did first when Ramaphosa has afforded Patricia de Lille a ministry from Good Party. She was silenced in parliament because we're now governing together. You are being silenced. All these parties, they're not going to be vibrant on opposing because they're now governing together. They will always want to defend the corruption of the ANC, same as DA has announced that this Pala thing, it doesn't have evidence and all of that. Now they try to put back, because now they are in bed with the ANC.
So meaning that you don't have a problem with that party that the nigga talked about. The only party that you have a problem with is MK.
I don't have a problem with which one?
With that party, Umhlalashi. The only part that you have a problem with is MK.
MK.
So usho ukuthi le party lengibuze ngayo thona inkinga nayo yona unayo inkinga we une problem phela ne MK.
No, I did not say I have a problem with. I'm surprised where this problem with MK comes from. I don't have a problem.
I heard you say, I heard you saying was the MK won't last longer.
No, I'm talking the fact.
The fact.
I have nothing against the MK per se, yeah. But I don't see anything on the MK like it is the party without a vision. You know, to lead a party, in a national state is not pap and cabbage. It has got a lot to do, a lot of commitments, a lot of advices, and a lot of mentality relevance that needed to be in that party. So MK has formed, and since has been formed, that was no vision. So, what in anything that you become involved in, once you don't have a vision as to where you go, you'll collapse. You'll collapse. I'm not against MK. I'm just foreseeing that this party is just a party of papers. It's going nowhere.
So why do you think people are leaving ANC? Because if you can look, no, Isma Khashoggi na uphumile ANC. He formed his own party.
No. Ace Makashuga's issue is different. Well, he has been expelled because Kalnias, they were being expelled by Ramaphosa because he didn't want to mingle with the Zuma army. Those people who were siding with Zuma, he expelled all of them, paving his comfort. But the majority of ANC people, actually, let's talk about voters. The majority of ANC voters are going, have started leaving. MK has taken them. And after MK collapsing, those ANC voters are not going back to ANC. They go to other parties. But the ANC, the way it conducts itself in 30 years of democracy, people are not stupid. They witness, then they lose patience, then they show, as they showed on the previous election, that we're not happy of you because we give you 1 million rand, for example, we give you 1 million rand to lead us for 30 years. Out of that 1 million rand, you only use 400,000. 600,000, you put it in your pocket. That's why we say ANC has not done enough for us, has done nothing. Wherever they can come, we build houses, it's not enough. There are a lot of money through your governments. It has gone into your pockets when you should be investing every government resources to the people needing it most.
So, Mr. Magagula, if like we can be given an opportunity to be a council of this community, what change will it be actually, and why should me as an individual join EFF?
You're confusing me. I thought I've answered that question of joining EFF earlier after understanding their principle and said this is where I belong. Then I joined EFF. But coming back to your question, if me given a chance to become what can say, my brother, we are doing a lot of things right now in the community. And once power has been vested on you, whereby now you connect with the municipality. Because who run the wards is the municipality with the budget, from the ITP budget. That money has to be replanted to the people through service delivery. But we find that with incapable councillors, people who just pay for money, they don't look up, they don't have even a database of the what 10%. How can you be a leader in a ward, but you don't have a database to check how do each household live inside? So that if you can find a situation that there's hunger in this, there's poverty in this house, so that you can arrange and connect them with the social development to make sure those people are being supported with groceries every month. There are many stakeholders that are doing business with the municipality, and there are many departments in the municipality that they can help uplift the community. So once you're a level councillor, you push programs of that nature. If you see the street is not well conditioned, then you organize a grader, you make because there are people you are rendering a service, you are not controlling those things, but you are rendering a service, you are an eye of the municipality to let the municipality aware as to what is transpiring in the world, so that the thing gets attended. But you must be flexible and be in line with the people and inform people about anything, open up everything that is there with whatever it's LED, agriculture, so that you can economically keep your people. You know what? That's the duty of the council. Unlike these sleepy councillors that they only there warming their seat and enjoying money.
Now, Mr. Magagula, you have given an opportunity to be the president of South Africa.
Under EFF.
Under EFF. What can you make? Or what can you change, actually?
You're asking a big question. Something that I never thought and dreamt of, becoming a president of the country. But if that could be the case, I'll refer you back to the policies of the EFF. Because I mean the EFF concretely understand their principle. You implement only those policies, you implement them. As a president, it's not a big job. Be friendly on implementing programs that speaks directly or change the lives of vulnerable people, especially in South Africa. And balance, we seeing equality in South Africa. Make sure strategically jobs are being created. Then people have to get out of this economical slavery or exclusiveness. You just guarantee that. Then you have ministers who do everyone's job. Not that the president does everything, but you must just be intelligent, well coached, be courteous, and attract anything that favor to defend your people in your country. Then you make a good president. That's all.
Yeah, Mr. Magagula, it's good to have you here. We have heard you today, like it's great. So like we are not wishing to see you wearing an MK t-shirt now soon, taking pictures. We hope like you're going to be the leader of EFF. Yeah.
My red is blood. My blood is red. I won't just join. I'm not a political mama. I'm not encouraging the positions. That's why I stand firm at all time. I've been even approached. I'm always being approached by top dogs of the ANC to come back to ANC with my portfolio. Then they push me because they feel the pain. They say I have an influence. They need me. I say I'll never go back. You better come and join me because you see my intelligence. Come and join forces because I'm at the right places where we're cruising nicely at the EFF. Thank you.
So I thank you for having you on hashtag as the